Well, congratulations again to Nick and Susan. The medal is so richly deserved, it's hard to put words wrapping around it. You've been great friends to the university and to this greater Riverside community. And for Karen and I, you've provided great support and advice for us since we came here 3 years ago. So to Nick and Susan, thank you. And to Nicole and Susan and Vernon, your stories will inspire generations of students to come about what can happen if you stick to it here at the university and go on and follow your passion and your abilities. I'd like to just spend a few minutes with you this evening as we conclude to ask you to reflect on the importance of really what Nick just said. And one of the things that we pride ourselves so deeply at the University of California, Riverside. And this issue that I'd like us to focus on just for a few moments is our sustained, our unwavering, and our enduring commitment to keep our doors open to any student who has, earlier in their life, demonstrated the academic and personal aptitude and drive, and who is determined to study and learn. It's as simple as that. It is as complicated as that. But opening the doors is not enough. When they're here, they have to, and we have to remain committed to make sure that the access, once you're in the university, to the ever-increasing excellent quality of our campus, our faculty, our programs, our staff, and quite frankly, to the community writ large. You know, UCR is increasing in both size and excellence in almost every measurable way. Growth in enrollment, becoming a campus of first choice among the UCs. Through the quality and promise of our students, through the excellence of our faculty, and their recognition worldwide. Through the stellar accomplishments of our alumni, we met several this evening, through the commitment and support of this most enduring community. And importantly, through the generosity and the vision, the pride, and the passion of our donors, many of whom are with us this evening. Increasingly, we are becoming recognition, quite frankly, that seems well overdue for me. And I think we're better at telling our story these days. We're telling it to elected officials, and I'm so glad to see many of them here this evening, and thank you for your dedicated public service. We're telling it to parents and students. We're telling our story to regional communities, to California schools, to schools in Japan and Korea and Hong Kong and in Mexico and in Latin America. We've been featured in the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, the LA Times, NPR, and yes, national television. But you may think I was talking about something last May. I'm actually talking about 60 Minutes coming up in a few weeks, where you will see the University of California's citrus collection. Watch for it. We've developed a stronger relationship with the press enterprise, and this has been very important for us. And I appreciate the conversations I had with Ron about this, in which impactful stories about our students, our faculty, our athletic programs, and our cultural programs have gained greater prominence in the paper, resulting, I think, in strengthening the paper and providing value to both the print and electronic subscribers, but helping us tell the story, the newsworthy story, of the University of California in Riverside. Washington Monthly ranked us this year, just a few months ago, as 5th in the nation for adding value to our students and to our community. 5th in the nation. On either side of us, one was Harvard and the other one was Stanford. And last year, they ranked us 40th. And that's a testimony to our faculty and to our students and to our student affairs to get our students out in this community to help young men and women on the east side of Riverside to stay in school and to learn their ABCs and to realize there's something beyond violence, beyond drugs, in order to have a life that matters for them and their families and has a life that matters for our community. These are our students, our faculty, our staff, the reason the Washington Monthly thinks we are right between Stanford and Harvard. Now, you would expect that at a University of California, but you would not expect it at a university in which 59% of our undergraduate students this year are first in their families to navigate a college or university in their family's history. You would not expect that level of achievement when you realize that we have more Pell Grant recipients. This is the federal need-based support program for low-income families. We have more Pell Grant recipients on this campus than any other UC campus, and all of the Ivy League schools combined. You know, it's the individual stories that make a difference, that touch our hearts and inspire the faculty and staff and other students, inspire our friends, inspire me, inspire Karen, and inspire our expanding donor community to invest in the University of California, Riverside in any way they might. As you heard this evening, 3 exceptional alumni who achieved success in giving back to their work, great examples. And you heard about their accomplishments. Keep in mind that there are thousands more such stories developing every day. We today have 21,000 students. 21,000 stories are underway. 21,000 positive impacts on our society. Just think about what we're trying to do. Each story is remarkable. Each student is remarkable and touching in its own way. We listened to Vernon and Elizabeth. They graduated in the 70s, and the campus was barely 20 years old. And we said hello to Roy, who graduated when the campus was 3 years old. At those times, UCR was still developing its promise, and Roy and Elizabeth and Vernon were just beginning to realize theirs. There were difficult moments for this campus over the years, in those formative years, and many of you know those stories. Yet our community, our students, our faculty, our staff continued to believe in this campus and did what it took for us to sustain ourselves, to grow, and to prosper, and we are prospering today. It is their work, then, the work of those who came before them, that makes us who we are today. Today we stand, we build on those shoulders. But however, I want to be clear that today is our time. It is our time to accomplish. It is our time to give back. It is our time to leave these fingerprints on this wonderful campus and to leave for each of us and for all of us a legacy of leadership at UCR. This, I believe, is an obligation. It is a responsibility of all who have gathered this evening, and I am grateful to you, and I am grateful for you, as we cannot do it alone. You know, alumni from earlier eras might have a hard time today recognizing our campus. We have more than 3,000 academic personnel, including 654 professorial faculty, ranked faculty. We have 4,500 staff, including our student workers. We have, and Mike Miller's here, he'll probably tell me I'm a little bit incorrect, we have 6.8 million gross square feet of buildings and laboratories and theaters to take care of. We have four times as many students as when Elizabeth and Vernon were here. And today we have more than 1,200 international students from over 60 countries. And we're focused on increasing these numbers because we believe so strongly that for all of our students to be exposed to the world's view on everything we do will allow them not only to live and learn about the world, but also when they leave here to compete and to prosper. We have some 1,500 alumni currently living around the world. We have research relationships and teaching relationships with 72 different universities across the world, all of the continents. But it's stories, after all. One of the great joys of being chancellor is I sort of think I am given the license to be the chief storyteller of this great campus. You know, 2 weeks ago, I was in Pittsburgh and I gave the keynote address on sustainability to a national group on the Association for the Advancement of Sustainability in Higher Education, not just environmental issues, but social issues, economic issues, educational issues, the whole ecosystem of what a sustainable world would look like. And as I was preparing this address, I had a chance to learn more about us. Our undergraduates who are winning national awards and research grants for developing solar-powered clothes dryers and solar-powered water desalination systems and systems for converting waste into ethanol. One undergraduate, Fortina Morales, inspired his UCR professor to apply for a USDA award, resulting in this assistant professor of botany and plant sciences, Luis Santiago, becoming the first UCR faculty member to earn the Kika de la Gaza Fellowship. This was addressing challenges in developing a well-prepared Latino workforce. The student, Fortino, launched a sustainable food seminar here as a student. He helped develop the community garden over on Watkins, which provides fresh produce to needy members of our community and teaches all the interested students about how to do things in a sustainable and organic way. He became involved in sustainability organizations not only here, but around the state. He had a research seminar, earned a $25,000 social innovation grant, and that seminar continues to be taught by others today because Fortino has graduated. He developed the Campus Green Action Program, installing solar panels on the hub where we're sitting today and parking lot 30, and creating internships at the new Office of Sustainability, and funding student-initiated sustainability projects, and getting our students to actually tax themselves every quarter to create the money to do everything I just said. So he graduated this June, and he took himself and everything that came with Fortino and went back home to San Diego, where he's continuing to work on these matters, not only there, but he's staying connected to Riverside and into Mexico. And he maintains his ties now as a young alum of this place, and the resources he developed and the work ethic that he developed when he spent 5 years with us. Farina Morales, another poor kid, first in his family to go to the university, who's making a difference. Let me introduce you to one more student of ours today. Circadius Chrome was selected by the Citizens University Committee to be recognized a month or so ago. She was recognized because of her service work to the campus and the community, the sort of things that Nick spoke so eloquently about. She works with the Child Leader Project, which engages Riverside area youth and also works with children in the slums of India. She meets with students at Norte Vista High School, helped them launch the Arlanza Community Garden. She started a summer internship program for high school seniors. She wanted students at Riverside, UCR, to join her in India to work in the slums this summer. So what did she do? She organized a 5K run to earn the money to pay for the airfare to get everybody over to India. And while in India, she and they gave classes to the children in an orphanage and helped them create a community garden. Her work gained the attention of the Clinton Global Initiative, which invited her to attend their national meeting recently, their public service conference. And on her own initiative, every year she attends a camp for young people who've been adopted from her home country, Ethiopia. Now, Circades has more to it than that. She's part of our Guardian Scholar program here, which is something that many of you are aware of, which supports emancipated foster children who want to attend UCR. We have some 40 to 50 such students currently. Just a year or two ago, we only had a handful. And in so doing, we learned about an amazing personal journey. You think she's very accomplished from what I just said. Listen to where she came from. She was orphaned at 9 and separated from 3 of her 5 sisters. She and her younger sister were adopted by a family across the waters from her home in Ethiopia. She was adopted by a family in Moreno Valley. But she was treated so horrendously by that family that the Child Protective Services removed them and put them in the foster system where they jumped around from home to home to home. Now, she graduated from a high school in Moreno Valley as a senior in 4 years, and she was recognized by the faculty and by her peer students as both Student of the Year and Athlete of the Year, and came to UC Riverside. She's a senior here in Steve Cullenberg's college and psychology major. Mary Govain, the chair of our faculty senate, is a professor of psychology. And everybody's very delighted to know that she's going to attend graduate school, likely in social work. So this is the caliber of the students. I could tell you 20,998 more, but you probably want to get to dessert, so I won't. This is the caliber of student that we attract purposefully, methodically, and with great passion to attend the university. This is the caliber of student that we draw by our demanding academic programs and our uncompromising talented faculty. These are the students, the caliber of students, drawn by our deep resolve that as we challenge them intellectually, we challenge them socially, and regrettably, we challenge them financially, that we also support them to succeed. This is the caliber of student that flourishes here with our help. My faculty, my staff, and you are the kinds of folks that help these students succeed in ways that they can't elsewhere. These are the look of the profile whose students are carving a new path to higher education in America, who are creating opportunities for their families that haven't existed before, who are often supported by financial aid, and many think students like we have are really educationally disadvantaged or substandard, that stumble through college courses and hang on by a thread and then go, phew, I'm done. But when you listen to the stories, you realize that nothing could be further from the truth. They are engaged, they're accomplished, they're active community members, they seek to share their knowledge with people, California and beyond, and particularly those who are less fortunate than them. They are leaders of today, and they are leaders of tomorrow, and they have a clear appreciation of the issues that confront not only California society, but American and the world. These students will be the educators, the physicians, the healthcare workers, the attorneys, the engineers, the business leaders, the politicians, the elected public servants, the librarians, the social workers, for your children and for your grandchildren and those that are yet to come. These students will also have the opportunity to become champions of baseball in the World Series. You may not know this, but in what's being touted by those who are much smarter than I about baseball, the sixth game of this year's World Series, a UCR graduate, Rapinski, pitched a flawless inning in that game. Go Highlander. He won a World Series ring. But guess what? Last year we had a guy from our university play for the San Francisco Giants, and he won a World Series ring. So that's what we do here. We create professional baseball players, and don't you forget it. Our students are the entrepreneurs and innovators that will provide leadership and solutions for all of the issues here at home and around the world. You have, and I have, a vested interest in their success. This is a mission we can be proud of, a mission that we honor in this room tonight. It is a noble mission, one that our supporters help sustain and expand. And as I close this evening and look around the campus, and I think about what's been accomplished here in just a little over 50 years, and I consider our alumni and their contributions to society, and I actually feel tremendous pride and confidence in our future. I am probably pathologically optimistic, and I will accept that. But our alumni and our students are fulfilling their promise, living their promise, and in so doing are going to live the promise of the future of California and the distances beyond. Thank you for being part of their accomplishments. Thank you for joining me tonight to help fulfill that promise. And you remember Roy Overstreet from earlier this evening, one of our pioneers. And he was asked another question yesterday. What does it feel like now to return and see all of this life around you? And Roy replied, I guess you could say that I returned because of two pioneers. I returned as a pioneer African-American student to my alma mater. But I also returned because public education is under assault, and I see the way Chancellor White is leading UCR, and doing so with the important power of excellence through diversity. I, Roy, was a pioneer, and so is he, in providing affordable access to the underserved communities and fighting for young people of every creed and color. Mr. Overstreet, Thank you for those kind words. But, sir, you are wrong. You are a pioneer. I am a servant. I'm a servant to each of you in this room. I'm a servant to our students, a servant to our faculty and our community. But I am a grateful servant, touched as an immigrant and first-generation student myself by the transformative power of the University of California. It first touched me at age 23. And so it is my deep privilege and honor, with the love and support of my wife, Karen, and my family, and the support of this inspiring and proud community, to serve and give back now some 39 years later and counting. My many thanks to all this evening, particularly recognizing the hour and the fact that I am almost the last thing between you and enjoying coffee and dessert on the Arts Plaza. I ask you to accept my thanks and to listen to Alexandra Franke as she takes us through our alma mater, Hail, Fair UCR. Would you please stand when she begins?